Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me again. I'm doing a little podcast today. It is Wednesday, the 29th of April, and we're looking at the energies ahead for the rest of the week and into May. It's all happening. Yes, we are. Yeah, this year is moving swiftly, and now even more since Uranus has moved into Gemini, as we can see. So that was only some days ago. When was that? Only 2 days ago, Uranus moved into Gemini and will not go back to Taurus anymore. So until 2033, Uranus in Gemini. So that's a big deal. I'll talk a bit more about that. And what are we looking at? Yeah, the sun in the sign of Taurus moving along nicely and will come to a culmination point opposing the moon. We got a full moon happening this Saturday, also only some days away on the 2nd of May. Big full moon. We'll talk about that. And also, Team Aries is still very strong with Mars moving through Aries up until about the 20th of May. And that's going to be a big time because Venus is in Gemini also until the 19th, 20th of May. So then we're going to have a big energy shift then. The beautiful thing is Venus and Mars are in a sextile, so that's lovely. It's also very, yeah, the energies are really fast moving, forwards movement. All the planets are direct. There is a lot of momentum that's been gained, and yeah, we are fast speeding things, and sometimes it can even feel like a bit overwhelming how quick everything is going, particularly ever since Uranus moved into Gemini, which both rule the nervous system. Gemini is about moving from A to B, very swift, wants to get there fast, and also Venus in Gemini, more social, more yeah, more on the go, reaching out, making connection, going to places. So this is a big week, a big time. And the first planet that will go retrograde is gonna be Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius on the 7th of May, stationing to go retrograde. But yeah, until then, it's all, yeah, we're steaming onwards and upwards. And yeah, let's have a bit more of a look currently. So the 29th of April, let's start with talking about Uranus. So only 2 days ago, Uranus moved into Gemini, and we probably, a lot of you have been feeling a sense of a culmination. Something is coming to a peak, something is coming to greater consciousness. Ever since 2018, when Uranus moved into Taurus, and particularly you Taurians out there, you probably, yeah, had enough of Uranus, the unpredictability. Uranus is about change, often sudden, unchosen. There is lightning strikes, epiphanies. We are called towards greater individuation, stepping into our own, yeah, our own unique gifts. This is what Uranus is really beautiful to assist us and help us on the way. And the sign that's ruled by Uranus is Aquarius, and we got Pluto in Aquarius until 2044. So what that means is that we are really dismantling old structures. We're looking at hierarchies. We're looking at top-down situations that are really ready to let them fall, let them crumble, and rejuvenate. And this Uranus now in Gemini is very, it's again, there is a lot of motion with that because so Uranus is often, as I said, very swiftly, things happen um, abruptly, and also Gemini. Gemini is about communication, is about travel, connections, technology. So also with Uranus, the ruler of technology, and Gemini being the synapses, the network, the mycelial network, connections, we can expect over the next 7 years till 2033, there will be a lot of changes in technology, lots of fast moving things. We may have, yeah, lots of robotic things, cars, whatever, med beds. There is a lot that's going to be revealed over those next years. And yeah, and yes, some of them I feel are new technologies. Some of them have been there for a long time and are only presented to us now. Some of them also there's a revival of old technologies. And I work with Green Clean and we are specialized in orgone energy and we build orgone devices to mitigate weather weather engineering and also to bring harmony and balance to the earth and the waters. So there is also these old technologies that are gaining more of a revival, and they've been there all along. And in nature, nature shows us, nature has that divine blueprint. And I feel also anything inside of us, we're really going to connect with our true essence. Maybe we're receiving downloads. Also, Uranus rules astrology, our cosmic connections. There might be a lot of revelations around that. Where do we come from? What's our starry ancestry? What's our cosmic blueprint? So that galactic connection in this human experience is going to get more and more emphasized throughout those coming years. But now also we might find ourselves, yeah, even busier, moving quickly, fast from A to B. So it's really important, and I've also been feeling that, and also for example, with sleep patterns. So over the last days, we've already been feeling, whoa, maybe I'm not sleeping as well, or our nervous system is supercharged because Uranus and Gemini both rule the nervous system. So this is a time, and over the next years as well, to really look after our health, be clear, clean, purify as much as we can our blood, the water inside of us, the water outside of us, the more we can. And it's not to say to live an austere life and abstain from everything. It's not about that. It's really, yeah, that long-term commitment that Saturn in Aries is inviting us over the next 2 years to commit to ourselves, to say yes, and it's for the long term. We're not looking for a quick fix with the astrology right now. Everything is leading up and taking us into, yeah, into a prosperous future where we can be our most, yeah, our greatest potential, our most embodied selves. And that requires a commitment, determination, maturity, growth, because also in these times, everything, our actions have consequence. So when we don't look after ourselves, then the consequences will be real. They won't be fluffed up any longer. And nature always has a fierce way. So it's a good thing. And particularly with Uranus in Gemini, where our nervous system is supercharged, it's very important to looking after our nerves, to be calm, to be more present, to find time in solitude, time in nature, however that looks for each individual, but just a time to where we can be very present, still, and putting our phones down, having maybe even a day off the phone over the weekend or however, but to be very conscious about that and not taking the phone with us all the time and say, okay, I'm going for a walk now and I'm taking this time for me and just immersing ourselves in nature or in whatever else we're doing rather than, okay, I'm going to cook something and meanwhile I watch a movie and my phone is ringing. And so it's really the presence is very highlighted here. And particularly, we don't have much water at this point in time. We got a lot of Aries fire. We got now a little bit of Earth with the sun, which is great. And the sun in Taurus is a reminder to slow down. There is only, Taurus is the slowest of all, and it doesn't mean that Taurus doesn't achieve. It's just that Taurus is that embodied sign. It's sensual. It engages with all its senses. Taurus is ruled by Venus, but yeah, Taurus is that sign that there is only one other gear, and that gear is slower, which is also a great reminder because Taurus Taurus is connected with the physical, with the mundane. It takes its time to make decisions. Um, it's resourceful, and that resourcefulness takes takes its time and takes it slow and says, okay, I need an afternoon nap first, and then I'm gonna do this. But of course, it all depends on the rest of your astrology and what that looks like. But I feel universally, collectively, we are the sun in Taurus over the next still about 3 weeks is giving us that calming effect, giving us that the earth in nature. Also, right now, the sun is in a trine to the south node, a sextile to the north node. There's a beautiful alignment as well. There is a feminine energy. It is soft, it is flowing, it wants to invite us to be very present. Beautiful energy. So for the next 3 weeks, sun in Taurus. Then we got Mars in the sign of Aries till the 20th of May, which is fast forwards movement, asserting our will, going for what we want. There is, which is a beautiful thing. It's gonna boost our stamina, boosting our I amness, our assertiveness. So that's the best, yeah, the best sign that yeah, Mars can be in. Other fire signs, always taking us, giving us that also the courage, the bravery to go for what we want. No more hesitating or self-censoring, or even if that comes up, there is a drive, there is an inner flame that is moving us forwards. As long as we are not too reactive, because we also have Mercury in Aries, we could say something abruptly and then we can't take it back. And so being aware of that. And then, as I said, Venus in Gemini also till the 19th of May, very social, moving along, interacting, lots of ideas. So she's very much cerebral. We just had Venus in Taurus, where she is very sensual and she wants to share her voluptuous desire nature. And now it's more about ideas, sharing ideas, and but not saying that there is no sensuality happening, but definitely less with Venus in Gemini because she is in an air sign, and that's a lot more um, in the thinking mind. Okay, then what are we looking at? So over the next days, what are we seeing? We got Mercury moving on. Mercury moves swiftly, especially in the sign of Aries. So let's look at the full moon. Full moon on the 2nd of May at 12 degrees of Taurus. Um, so we got the sun opposing the moon in the early hours of the 2nd of May here in the southern hemisphere. So what are we having here? What else is happening? The full moon is in the sign of Scorpio, moon in Scorpio. That's a big deal. Whenever the moon is in a water sign, there is a lot more emotion going through our bodies. Energy is in motion. We might be feeling a lot more sensitive, a lot more reactive. Um, Passion, obsession, it's all there. A fear of betrayal, a control mechanism, you name it, all the Scorpio traits. Because every new moon, things are heightened. We are at a culmination point, at a peak, something is coming to consciousness. And this full moon in Scorpio is going to be full on because it is an extra heightening of feeling world. Particularly Scorpio goes deep into the underworld, bottom of the barrel stuff. So it's a great time to have a good purge, a good cry, let things arise. And also being aware not to be reactive. Also with Scorpio, there's a reactivity ruled by Mars. So we got a strong Mars in Aries. We got a Scorpio traditionally ruled by Mars, being very aware of our reactions and responses. Um, the full moon is in a wide trine to Jupiter. Again, Jupiter in Cancer. There is more emotion there to deal with, to go deep and to also own it. To Jupiter expands everything, so we could feel even more of a heightened sense of the tides. But also there's maturity, I feel as well. So whatever arises, yes, let's have a good cry and a purge, but also to own it. Don't project it. Because with Scorpio is the sign that's intense. There is passion. We want to own, control, possess. So we got to be aware in relationships that we're not trying to possess the other, control, project our own fears and pains and old hurts and wounds upon the other. So really, really being aware of that. But it has greatest healing potential. Also, we have on that day, on the full moon day, we have Mercury and Chiron at the same degree, together with Aries, goddess of discord and strife. So again, there can be a reactivity. It's a great time for healing in the last couple of degrees of Aries, where Chiron is still moving through, showing us the wound, the primordial wound of separation. There is also that separation anxiety around abandonment, rejection, and it's more than an anxiety. It's like really that world angst, the world. Yeah, I'm separate. I'm separate from source. I'm in this human body. Who am I? What gives me meaning and purpose? And that sense of a deep separation that we come into this lifetime with. And also with Chiron and Aries, that the separation between our own inner masculine, feminine, and that sense of, yeah, who am I? It's the Aries is the I amness. Who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? There can be a lot of questions. We might feel this deep passion and say, nah, I don't want this anymore. I want that. But also important when the energies are already very heightened, not to be reactive or make rash decisions yeah, we can wait with that. We need the Taurian patience when it comes to that. Also Mercury together with Chiron, there can be healing conversations. But also healing and wounding are intertwined. So there's even more of a chance that we speak or receive words that wound. So very important to think before we speak, to tune in. Okay, do I need to say this right now if I'm already feeling a deep stirring inside? Do I want to bring this up right now, or can I just be with it? And so while it can swing both ways, we can have maybe some healing conversations, very honest, blunt, straightforward. But then there can also be strong reactivity, especially because this is such a powerful, potent full moon. So we have to be aware and careful at the same time. And and also the North Node is in Pisces, so we got a bit of water happening here. Also the reminder to surrender, to go within, go into our own cosmic womb space where we can feel the container of safety, security. I can bathe in this for now. I can be with myself. I don't have to bring out into the open all these deep feelings, and unless we can share them safely and comfortably and calmly. But I do feel that this full moon has a feisty, strong energy, so we have to be mindful. Also, this full moon is in a wider square to Pluto as well. And Pluto is slowing down, preparing to stationing to go retrograde. So Pluto, Lord of the underworld, modern ruler of this full moon of Scorpio, is also in a strong position here in a square, as well as preparing for retrograde motion. So again, the container of the deep felt bottom of the barrel stuff is a lot more emphasized. And the square to the sun, while it's a wider square, the sun and the moon, it is still very relevant, I feel, with Pluto being the ruler of Scorpio. And also, yeah, really, we could feel the discomfort. We could feel an urge for change. We may not know what the change is going to be about. Yeah, there's various stirrings inside of us. And yeah, can we be embodied with whatever arises, whether it's pain, there can also be, of course, a great joy as well, or also Scorpio, excuse me, Scorpio. Pluto ruled Mars in Aries. It can also be a sexual urge. There can be pain coming up through sexual, intimate relationships, through experiences from the past that have been deeply stirring. So there can also be great um, healing through intimacy with a safe other. So there is many ways to move um, through these energies over the weekend, but it's nothing less but intense, I would say, intense and reactive as yeah, and these are always the times where we are where it shows, okay, can I, when things are all fluffy and everything is cool, and then it's easy to go with the flow and to move through life, and but then when there is these intense energies, particularly when they affect us strongly, can we be in the center? Can we own our stuff and without projecting and be, yeah, that mature adult, which can be so hard at times, and um yeah, and there is also, yeah, Venus in Gemini. She's also more detached. I feel that's might be a good thing in this situation. We can detach a bit and get an overview rather than maybe we want to run away even and say, okay, I just really need some space here, and that's a much better thing than yeah, then being reactive. Also, Venus will be in a beautiful sextile to Saturn. There is growth, maturation. So we are very supported by the universe. And it's overall, it's a big container to release wounds from the past. And if we can feel it, we can heal it. And yeah, I think I'll leave you with that. Thanks so much for listening. And yeah, wishing you a beautiful full moon weekend in Scorpio. And yeah, make the most of the strong Aries energies. Go for what you want and whatever makes our heart sing. Now is the time. We are it. Thank you so much. And a little announcement. I'm about to start next week. I'm about to start a podcast series with the name of Illumine the Liminal. Watch the space. It will be a podcast series where I'm interviewing people that I love, that have a lot to share, a lot of wisdom, and it will be conversations that are juicy, that are taking us to the threshold and helping us, assisting us to navigate through these times with great love and passion, and also to shine our own light, to feel empowered and yeah, walking our path with courage and bravery. All right, watch the space. So much love and thank you. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.